Alright, hello. Today I'm going to show you how to use a few basic modifiers and show you how to make a really cool tornado. Now, for the tornado, I'm going to show you how to do that first, because it's going to apply in some of the modifiers. Here is the tornado that I already made, and I would like to show that to you. It actually works really well, and as you see, it looks really similar to a tornado, and it just turned out perfectly. Okay, so to make it, you're gonna wanna, start out with the basic blender thing. Mine's a little screwed up, so I have this factory thing, or it's the cube is in the other thing. So what you wanna do is you wanna move the cube a little bit up. All right, probably scale it down a little bit. That's good. Go to modifier. You're going to want to add the smoke, particle system, and particle instance. If you just add smoke, it's not going to work. And then remember to apply and apply. Extend this out. Go to this little, I guess that you can call it a golf ball. I don't know what it is. It's the physics tab all the way down at the right. And enable smoke. And you see when you play, you should be getting these little particles of smoke falling out of your cube. Okay, that's what you want. Alright, so put it back at frame 1. Go in and add a plane. You're going to have the plane below. You want to scale it up so it's nice and big. You're going to still stay in the physics tab. Go to enable physics for force field. And you're going to change the force to a vortex. And you are going to turn the strength up to about 23, no more, or else you'll get a really weird thing. Not great here. Okay. And then you're going to want to add another plane. And you're going to want to scale it up more. And you're going to want to enable force, but this time you're going to want to do wind. And that's so it sucks up the tornado. It sucks up the smoke. And then when you play it, it's going to be like this. Now, you definitely don't want it being too strong like how it is now, so tone down the strength to what you feel like it should be at. And that way, you can sort of get an idea how you want it. And, do it for all of these. If you feel like 23 is too much, tone it down. Anything like that. Now, if you want to see the exact settings I had for my other one, I'm just going to go back over here and show you. So, for this rotation, I had at 26, speed 66, and then for the wind I had it at 1,000, flow 10, speed 128. Okay, and that's just how to make a really cool looking tornado in Blender. Alright, now here is some awesome modifiers that you can have for your Blender. Modifier tab is that little, it's the wrench modifiers. Now I'm going to show you some simple modifiers, not really too much. So this is a cool modifier. It basically makes your object, I guess, do a wave. I don't know. And so all you have to do is have the object selected, go into your modifier, click wave, and then click play, and it'll just bounce up and down or do whatever you want to. If you want to make it like an actual ocean, go over here to simulate in the modifier and go to ocean. And it'll turn your object into an ocean. And you'll see here in a moment, I'm going to re-add the wave modifier, and you get like a ripple effect on the actual blanket. Alright, and then I'm just going to Control Z back to my regular cube. And I'm going to go to add modifier. This is a cool modifier that I really like. It's the screw modifier. It turns your object into basically, I don't know what it is. It's a screw of some sort, and It's really nice for getting these really cool, sort of metallic looking objects, and in some forces you can change it, like, and you can modify it a lot too. How many cuts, where they are, and pretty much anything. Here is a modifier that I learned to do with this also. If you go to build with anything, it'll do sort of like a time-lapse thing, which is really helpful if you're like doing something in Blender where you need a time-lapse or something like that. So here I'm gonna go and let's add a UV sphere, and first of all let's delete this. Let's bring this up, and let's put the screw modifier. It works best with the screw modifier if you do this, because it adds a lot more cuts and shapes into it, so it's takes longer to build, and it's not just like placing 4 things. And and then just add build, and see, it won't build it the exact way you built it if you have like a model or something and you want to rebuild, but it'll build it pretty cool looking. I have to say, this isn't the best example, but alright, so now I am going to show you how to do anything with fluids or anything. Basically, for fluid simulation, it's the same thing as the smoke. All you have to do is add the particle systems and the particle instances, and there you have the fluid. Now I'm actually upside down now. And the fluid acts extremely similar to the smoke, and it just basically does the same thing. I mean, you can change a lot about the fluid, but it doesn't really do much. You can change the type of it, anything you really want. I don't know, my monitor seems to be a little screwy right now, so here is another modifier that I love to do, or to use. It's physics and anything like that. This is a testing I have built before. Basically, it is using physics to have a cube fall, and it does a little bounce thing, and then have a UV sphere sort of, you know, hit it, and the cube flies, and it's pretty fun to do. So basically, what you need to do for this is actually pretty simple. Is you take your cube, and, well, I'm just going to show you a simple cube dropping. So you take your cube, you know, you put it where you want, and you take a plane, or whatever object it's going to land on, and put it down here, and you're going to go to add modifier, and you're going to add a collision to it. That's important, or else the cube will just fall through when you add collision and all the other things. You add a collision to this too. Do that first so you don't forget it. And you're going to add some of that cloth to the cube. And you're going to go over here and expand this, if I can get it to expand. And you are going to, you're going to see the cloth box is already on because you had a cloth there. You're going to change the cloth preset to whatever you want. Different types of material have different type of effects. So here's the rubber. It just bounces and jiggles a little bit. And then it collapses because I changed it to cotton. Here is denim. It's a little bit stiffer than cotton, so it's going to stay up like that. Alright, and then if you want something to basically hit it, you don't actually, all you need to add is collision. You don't have to add the cloth for it to fall, or anything of that sorts. You just have to have an object, and you have to use the keyframe system. And the easiest way I find the keyframe system is just to use the automatic keyframe. Alright, make sure you have collision enabled for that though. Alright, so I'm gonna automatic keyframes, and then at 20, okay, for some reason it doesn't seem to be working right now, so let's just start over. Well, basically, get the idea. Once you have the keyframes, and you basically have to have it so the keyframes have a collision course with the object, and you will get something like this, where the cube gets knocked over by, or knocked off the edge by the sphere, As you see, the sphere doesn't have cloth on it, just has collision and some keyframes so that it intersects with the cube's course. Okay, and that is my tutorial for Blender. I hope you learned some, and yeah.